Howdy, Possum Patty here, and I have a glorious mess from one side of my table to the other, flowing down across the floor behind me. Yeah, I got out my Four Sisters Cafe Tea Tuesday, Little Golden Book, Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter's Tea Party Journal that I made as a ring-bound journal. And I think this is absolutely my most funnest journal ever, most colorfulest journal ever. And if you're a new Possum Peep, I'll flip quickly through a few of the pages to show you what I mean. And usually I have a cup of tea when I'm doing my Mad Hatter's Tea Party Journal, but there is not a single square inch available on the table right now to place a cup of tea. So I'll go out into the kitchen later and grab one. But for right now, why don't you grab a cup of tea and come on along. So this truly is one of my faves. And, I love making the little golden book journals. I'll link the playlist for this below. And as you can see, I made this a ring journal, and I put a lot of rings on here. And of course, my very fun rag ties. And the reason I put so many rings on this journal is that I knew I wanted to fill it with fun, colorful, vibrant, organically shaped, and any kind of shape I can come up with, pages that were offset by bold black and white patterns. That was my concept for this journal. And I also wanted to include pictures of when the four sisters got together, myself and my three sisters, when we got together, and probably a few pictures that maybe the sisters would share with me during the week about what was going on in their family. So you can see this very organically shaped first page. And the second page has a window in it, very colorful with doodles. And look what I did here for the holes. Very fun. And the next one, and through the hole you can see, pictures coming up. And the next two pages sort of go together, but they're different shapes, and the shapes overlap on the rings like that. And I love being able to partially see, pages from the past and pages coming up. And then this was a fun doodle. Flower doodle there. My sister's husband, my brother-in-law, playing saxophone on Christmas there. So beside the sisters, there are some fun family photos in here. And this is with Mom last January, so this was a year ago. And look at the fun shape there. So we have a sister's lunch every once in a while. This was the January lunch. And this is my sister's cat, and I put not invited. Look at the look on his face. He tends to not like company, and it might actually try to scratch your leg. So, yeah, there's Mom with the muffin there. She was singing the Muffin Man song. This was just a fun page I tried. I wanted to have some flower shapes at the top. Some deer, my sister's yard. We're having a discussion about cookbooks. My sister sent me this saying, sometimes talking to your sister is all the therapy you need. And sometimes you need therapy after talking to your sister. Again, with the black and white patterns over here. Oh, my sister got bit by her turtle. I got some teacups. That was from a napkin there. Oh, and I was gifted a dragonfly teapot. And I made this cup with the tea in there, and I put a picture of a dragon on there. And that's black and white, so I have a colorful edge. My journaling on the back. And so this was for the sister's birthday, and so I made the page in the shape of the birthday cake, and we went out to a place called Tea with Tracy, And we had the most delicious crumpets with clotted cream and lemon curd. And ever since then, we got sort of on a crumpet craze. And that's the page I'm working on today. And this was a scrape paint activity, and I made some tulips. Little picture of Mom here in the corner. Black and white background. Just using some painty papers, frames around the pictures. This is one of my fave pages, and apparently this is the last one I did, May. So it's been a while since I journaled in here. But I drew this teapot, and I just had a blast coloring this in, and then using a black glaze pen for the details. And then I did a journaling on the back. And then, then Mom got kind of sick and had to go into hospice, and then she passed away, and I sort of stopped journaling in here. Because a lot of our teas before that were at my sister's house because they sort of revolved around Mom being there. And so I did take pictures, and I was flipping through my phone last night and writing down all the different days that we got together, and I don't have in that journal. Well, TT came in. Now she wants to go out. Stand by. So this is the first time we had tea and crumpets with clotted cream and lemon curd after we were at that little tea shop. And my sister tried to make some, I believe some of these are gluten-free. And her handyman hubby made the rings for her. And so she tried it. I don't know if she's made these since. But then while I was at the flea market, I know I have so many things from the flea market. I have a never-ending supply of flea market things. I found these English muffin rings. Now you can enjoy the scrumptious taste of your own freshly made muffins and crumpets. I was like, oh, I have to get this. $2. And inside were 4 rings. And you put these down on the griddle and you pour your batter in there and you cook your muffins. And that's basically all they are. So I bought this, and so I tried to make some muffins. Crumpets, I should say. Originally, this was purchased from the Kitchen Witch for $3.35. Yeah, so I think this is pretty vintage. I don't have a date on here, but I can tell by the price and the illustration that this has got to be pretty vintage. Okay. And so I tried making crumpets, and I didn't think they were too bad. They did have some holes in them. They didn't taste like the ones we got at the tea shop, but I didn't think they were very bad. And of course, if you put a lot of lemon curd and clotted cream on there, you know, anything tastes good. So that was our second try. I'm going to have to make these again with a different recipe. But for our sister birthday again this year, we're going back to Tea with Tracy, so I don't have to make them this month. What I did when I got up this morning, besides print out the pictures, was try to make a couple of backgrounds. So I took the muffin box and I put it on my printer and I reduced it by 75% to make pages that would fit in my journal. They came out pretty good, actually, I thought. I hit the -1, so it would be just a little bit lighter, because sometimes my printer comes out kind of dark. But I think the colors came out really nice, just -1 lighter. And I did the back, and I did the back too, because I have 2 crumpet pages. So that'll be like that, but when you put them in the journal, it'll open like this. For my bold black and white pattern, and you reach down to the floor, I got out some of my never-ending supply of flea market paper. I scored so well at the flea market last year. It was unbelievable. I found so many things, and a ton of paper was one of them, and I got them for a pretty good price, I think. And this was the Black Tie Affair, and I think I got 2 of these. But it has all this yummy black and white. Oh, here's another one, yeah. All these yummy black and white patterns I thought would be perfect for this journal to add little accents. So this colorful paper here is like clean off pages from the other day when I was scraping rainbows. And it's on a book page. Now, vintage books are really great for doing this on, but if you're using like antique books, like books that are 100 years old, the paper can be very dry and brittle. And so I put a lot of matte medium on the back of the page. Of course, I ripped it in half. And I put them down, and then I put some matte medium on top to sort of preserve it. And I added a little bit of party glitter here. Party Blend glitter. This is the Pink Party. Of course, you have to have a party going on, right? Very sparkly. So I'm loving these pages. And so I did this first this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these papers down and do a little bit of journaling somewhere. I put glitter all over here. I was going to write on that paper, but that's okay. I can rip a little piece, and I got paper right here. I can rip a little piece and journal on it and glue it down. I was thinking about placement on the page, and I popped down the picture of the crumpets, and this is just some peel and stick pictures from my Canon Mini Ivy printer. And then I wrote out a few words, and I was going to put it up here, and then I decided I didn't want to cover this up. I love that color, and I was thinking, well, maybe I can just place it down here. But I would like to put a little pop of color up in that corner. So I remembered I had these little teapot dies that I hadn't used yet. And I tried cutting some out on yellow cardstock, and it didn't cut very well. And I grabbed a piece of that painty paper, and it cuts much better on paper than cardstock. But then I wanted something, you know, that popped a little bit more than that. And I discovered that this teapot, this one, cut a little bit better than some of the other ones. So I might put this one down there and save that other one for another time. So let me just poke those out. Yeah, I can see how nice that really pops out there. Whoops. Couple spaces in there that need to get popped out. So what do you think here? If I put the words down here and just a little teapot up there. Oh, and you would be even cute if I glue this down and get a little tiny strip of bling bling and put it right across there. Oh, maybe pink to match the pink party going on. I never plan a page completely out before I start because, you know, things evolve. Work intuitively. That's just the fancy way of saying I have no idea what I'm going to do until I start doing it. All right, so that's going to go there. And this will go down here. And let me go find a little bit of bling, and then I'll be in love with this page. And then I'll work on that one. Okay, I'm loving this Dollar Tree Bling Bling. And I'm wondering if I could get these all off here together. I'm going to take this big one off, and I'm going to put a little tiny drop of glue put that down right on there. Oh, I love to do things that make me laugh. I feel like it needs one little bling though. Here at the end. It doesn't look finished. Oh, these are really tiny. Ooh, should put one up there. And let's see. Let's put a medium one. Right there. All right, I am happy with this party page. And I'm probably just going to make this page somewhat similar, although maybe the opposite, because I put this picture down low and I put that one up high. Scissors are always optional when you are junk journaling, and sometimes I do both rip and cut. So I will put a teapot down here and I will come back and show you the finished spread. So here's my sparkly spread about crumpets. I am so happy that I have finally gotten my crumpet spread ready for my Tea Tuesday journal. Don't you just love these little yellow teapots with the pink bling bling? Yeah, sparkly pages. All right, let's see how they're going to look in the journal. Another thing that I love about this journal is that I'm only adding pages as I do them. Therefore, this journal is always finished. There's never an empty page in the journal. The journal is always finished. I might have to trim this a little bit. I might have made the margin a little too big, but let's see if it works. I'm always afraid I'm not going to leave enough space to make the hole, and then it'll rip, but I might have made this a little too big this time. So I'm going to close these up and see if this is going to work. Yes, it's a little tight. It's a little tight in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim right along here just a little bit. Make it easier to flip. And let's see. Oh, that works better. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. That's working better. That's working better. There's always going to be a little bit of a wobble with all these rings, but at least now, see, they're flipping without making that little crackle sound. That meant they were sort of like hitting each other, so too far into the middle. Isn't that a fun party spread? I love it. I love it. Well, this morning, I think I have enough time to show you. I started working on another background. Also very fun. And this was another time that the sisters got together. And we actually had a sister sleepover. And here's the selfie that we took. No, we didn't all sleep in the same bed. We just took the morning picture in the bed. That's actually Mom's bed. So this is after she passed away. So we had a little bit of a lunch, and my sister loves to decorate, not the little one right there. She loves to have a theme for everything. So she decorated the table with some fall gnomes, and she had little gift bags with gnomes on them and just a little sister gift inside. And so I took the bag and I cut off one side to be one side of the page. And what I did here is I carefully pulled this handle off. Because see how big it is? Now I wanted the handle to be on there. I wanted it to poke up through the top of the journal, but I didn't want it that high. So I carefully removed this and I cut the handle down, and then I pasted it back on with a strip of this orange. Now all this orange paper that I'm using, like on the crumpet page and here, is coming from the side of this gift bag. Don't waste anything. Yeah, so I cut this down and I put a little glue there and I put a strip of that orange paper there. And then it's plain orange, so I'm thinking it needs a little something right there. You know how I like to add a little something. So I ran over to the shelf quick and grabbed some Dollar Tree stickers. And I put a little sunflower because that's going to match the other side. But before we get that, let me just finish here. Yeah, so I have the handle, and then I decided, well, if the handle's going to be hopping up the top, might as well put a pretty orange ribbon on it. And this is a Dollar Tree ribbon, which is probably still on the desk somewhere. Here it is. Now this ribbon is from the floral department, gingham ribbon. Really pretty orange. Because it was a sleepover, I'm thinking I need a picture of a bed to put on the other side to do my journaling, right? So, so the other day, I go to my mailbox and this catalog arrives and, oh, look at the angel wings. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm sorry. Look how easily I am distracted. Yeah, so the other day, this catalog arrives and it is full of linens and, well, it's got kitchen, but it's got a lot of beds in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a bed picture. And this catalog arrives with my name on it, and it says, like, I'm pre-approved for credit, and I better buy something, or this is the last catalog they're ever going to send me. And I'm like, wait, what? You've never sent me a catalog before. And this is the last one you're going to send unless I buy something. I'm like, okay, I need this catalog. I'm like, oh, I said, Mr. Possum, I said, oh, I need a picture of a bed for my journal for the sister sleepover. So I cut one out, and I picked the sunflower theme because this happened in the fall, and I thought the sunflowers would match it perfectly. Possum perfect. So isn't that pretty? So I've got this all set. All I have to do is pop down the picture. I'm going to cut this white space off. And I was thinking of not having so much at the top. I almost want to cut around the headboard, but it's got these little stars. My sister sort of photoshopped the picture a little bit, and she added those little stars. Go for it. All right? Go for it. Okay, I cut a little bit off, but left the stars. See, the holes are right there. So, well, I could put it up here. What do you think? I could put it up here. I could put it down here. I could put it up there. I could put it down there. I could cut this smaller. Get rid of that star. I could cut that even smaller. I don't want it to look weird though with like half a star poking up. So I gotta leave some of the stars there. I popped our picture down right there. I think it looks fine between the sunflowers. And I was just about to put Sister Sleepover there when I noticed this strip of Black-Eyed Susans. And I'm like, ooh, can I add that to the bottom of the page? And this is sitting here because I haven't cleaned up from when I was working on my hashtag Junk Journal January, hashtag Glue Book January prompt journal. And this was in the last video, and I was working on finding these things that are on the back. It's like a scavenger hunt. And I did add a few more backgrounds in here too. Yes, I've been working on backgrounds. Backgrounds for my tea journal and backgrounds for my prompt journal. Somebody gifted me this Happy Meal box here with the little mermaid, and mermaid is one of the scavenger hunt items. So I popped her in there. And also, I popped in this because I was looking through my Asian themed items for my Asian themed glue book, and I found this by Degas, and it is it was a very big poster. So geisha is one of the items, and Japan is one of the items, and I found this poster in with those things, and I'm like, perfect for this journal, so I added that. And speaking, oh, here's what the Black-Eyed Susans are from. And speaking of perfect and things coming in the mail, Mr. Possum handed me the AAA brochure, and the front cover was this giant cruise ship. And cruise ship is also one of the scavenger hunt items. So I was like, perfect. We got two perfects in one video. Yeah, so I just popped a few more backgrounds into here. And some of these things are little images. So what I'm doing is the things that I have big images for, I'm putting in first. And then I'll go back and add some of the smaller images. So yeah, this last night and this morning, very busy with backgrounds. So what do you think? I think I want to trim this and put some of these across the bottom of here. Like that. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. I'm going to glue this down. Now I have to punch this hole over. And she is ready to go into the journal. So we'll pop this in here, and I think I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. Okay, let me show you how that looks closed up. Ah, awesome. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Love it, love it, love it. All right, I'm going to grab a cup of tea, and I'll be right back. I've got my magical glow under the black light cup with some black cherry berry tea, and I thought this would be the perfect time to taste test the Peep of the week. And this week's Peeps are Sparkly Wild Berry. Right? And they are in the shape of bunnies. So let me just open this up. The last Peeps that I tested were these sour watermelon Peeps. And people are like, sour watermelon. But you know what? They turned out to be pretty tasty. I did like them. And they were green on the outside and pink on the inside. Yeah, very strange, but just had this really nice after sour pucker to them. It was like, you know, when you eat the Sour Patch candies, you know. So I have no idea what these are going to taste like. Well, last year I taste tested the Dr. Pepper Peeps. So I'm trying all different ones this year. And let's see if it's sparkly. Oh, it's got some pink sparkles on there. Just like I put on the page in my journal. Feels very fresh. Some people actually like their Peeps a little bit on the stale side. But a Peep is just a marshmallow treat. And then they started with these flavored ones. Oh, and last year I'd had some yellow Peeps, but you know what? They had some chocolate on the bottom. Some milk chocolate on the bottom of the Peep, and those were good too. So here we go. Sort of pinkish lavender color on the inside and the outside. They are frosted with sugar, so you will get some messy hands. But I think if they didn't have the sugar frosting, they might be a little sticky. This has got, it's got a little bit of berry twang to it. Now, I don't want to confuse the berry of the PEEP with the berry in the tea. Probably should have chosen a different tea. They both have that same. They both have kind of like that same berry flavor, but of course this is sweeter. I like this one too. So far my Peeps this year have been a hit. Maybe they improved on the flavors or something. I don't know. The reason we had the sister sleepover was because, we're coming from out of town and we went to see a show, Pretty Woman. And so I got the cover of the show notes, and that's going to be another page in the journal. But I think that's all for now because I haven't decided what I'm going to do to the back of this. I do have this Julie nutting paper with pretty pink little dolls on there. And I might put that on the back of it. I'm not quite sure. But then I want to add something painty. So maybe I'll paint some flowers or something and decorate the page and then put a picture of us at the theater there. So this will be another project. I just pulled some stuff and I'll work on this next when I get back to my Alice in Wonderland Mad Hatter's Tea Party Journal. Well, thanks for coming along today, and I want to wish everybody happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.
Y'all come back sometime, you hear? Y'all come back. Minnie Pearl, yeah.